Hello, it's Friday. It's SJU. I'm Joe Starr. That's Dan Murrell. Spencer J. Gilbert. Roxy Striar joining us. Hey, Rockstar. How you doing, kid?
Did you have a British accent for a second and then you ditched it real quick?
I did. I slipped. I'm actually from Leeds, and I've been doing this Larry the Cable Guy thing for a while, and slipped out of character.
I understand now.
Quickly and accidentally. Hey, how's everybody's Friday going so far? Just I'll check in. Spencer, you good?
Yeah, just started, man. Let's get it.
Hell yeah, let's jump into this. Hey guys, story number one. Last Jedi is the best-selling movie of 2018. Michaela asked us this question because it is Fan Friday. We're gonna answer a bunch of weird questions from you guys. Thank you
I
for sending
love
them in.
Fan Friday.
Fan
I never got to be a part of Fan Friday. Now I'm part
That's
of Fan
right, now
Friday.
you're
here.
Yeah,
Fan
I
Friday.
love Fan Friday.
Here you are, promoted.
Cool.
Michaela asks, not trying to start a war. Always
Too
a fun
late.
way to answer a question. But honestly want to know if Last Jedi is considered a failure commercially for Disney. I know it didn't make as much money as The Force Awakens, but after Solo, is Ep9 in trouble? ? Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Is this a failure commercially for Disney?
Well, I think the question would be under what metric? If you're talking about pure dollars, no. It had a $315 million budget. It made $1.3 billion worldwide, and we're going to talk about these other ancillary benefits in a minute. But did it turn a profit? Yes. Was it a financial failure? That you'd have to ask Disney. I mean, we did it on charting, and what we decided was historically it did about what other sequels to phenomenally successful movies have done in the past. It certainly didn't overperform based on that, but that's a very complicated question. But if you're talking pure dollars and cents, like it turned a profit, but was it a failure? That's up to Disney to determine and what their expectations of the film were.
What their expectations financially were. So this is from MovieWeb. Despite being the most divisive Star Wars movie in the history of the franchise, The Last Jedi is currently the best-selling Blu-ray of 2018 as of September. Rian Johnson's entry in A Galaxy Far, Far Away is leading the pack with 3.02 million units sold. That means, divisive as it may have been in terms of Blu-ray sales, Lucasfilm still making a lot of money. Guys, is this people who actually really enjoyed the movie and want to buy it, or is this people setting fire to the movie like it has a Nike swoosh on it?
I was gonna say, yeah,
Doesn't
just
matter.
how I bought,
Right?
I bought a whole bushel full of Air Maxes and then lit them on fire because that's how protesting works, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then dumped out a bunch of
a
Starbucks
smart
on them
way to do it.
after purchasing it.
After purchasing,
I'm doing
sure.
the same thing with. I'm trying to buy every copy of The Last Jedi I can with the sole purpose of sticking it to Disney.
By the way, just for clarification's sake, that's also the Blu-ray number
Switch.
at about 900,000 DVDs. It's actually not the top-selling DVD; it's the top-selling Blu-ray.
I think we're bearing the lead that there are still
Black Panther.
Wait, what's the
900,000
top-selling
DVDs being
The
sold.
top-selling DVD is Black Panther
Oh, okay.
with 1.2 million units DVD units sold. It's actually most of the same players are in there, but there actually are a couple movies that are way higher on the DVD than they are Blu-ray, which was
I
kind of
wonder
interesting.
what that. I don't even know how to analyze that. That the Blu-ray is different than the DVD.
Well, Blu-ray skews
more expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more expensive. It skews a little more to the collector cinephile market in the sense that like there's a lot of people that don't really care if they have 1080p movies. It's like whatever. DVD's cheaper. I've had a DVD player for 10
But if you're a
years.
big movie
Yeah.
lover, you want the Blu-ray Diamond Edition
Yeah,
limited
steel
2018
box.
Steelbox.
if you're like me, then you're just like I've systematically replaced my DVDs with Blu-rays, which I know it's a waste of time. But go read about what Apple's doing in Canada, and then come tell me that I'm stupid to buy movies that companies won't kick down my doors and grab off my shelf.
Yes.
What's happening in Canada?
There's a thing on Twitter that there's a
Sierra
guy
Proxy.
who posted something. Apple, he basically bought a movie from the iTunes store on Apple, and they emailed him and just like, "Hey, we lost the license,
Oh, right,
so
right,
you
right.
don't
I
get
saw
that
I
movie
saw
anymore.
that. I didn't know.
Or
it
your
was
money.
Here's some free movie rentals."
Sweet.
So yeah, that was a diversion. I apologize, but I think
I
that's why
asked.
there's a DVD. Some people are just like, I don't care, whatever.
Yeah.
Cheaper, I'll take it.
So Black Panther comes in at the number 2 spot with 2.62 million units sold. So is the bigger story here, guys, that Last Jedi's level of success, or the fact that Disney just made like a crap ton of money just across the board with franchises?
Well, 3's Thor Ragnarok,
Yeah.
and 4 is Coco.
That's
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
Disney.
It's also Disney.
kind of crushing it.
Yeah. I don't know when we stopped. Like when everybody went to school, some people got A's, some people got B's, some people got C's, some people failed. Right? Why is there only 2 rankings for movies? Like it was a success or it was a failure? Like, what about it was a moderate success, or it did well.
That kind of
not
nuance ain't
great.
gonna fly on the internet, Roxy.
I guess not.
It flies on my show.
It's just such a strange way to look at it. Like, was it a failure? And it's like, I don't know. I just feel like we need to make a grading system.
Well,
for
Roxy,
this.
let me ask you this: what movie of 2018 just cut lunch and smoked cloves on the senior patio for most of the year?
We're doing senior superlatives now. I'll get back to you.
Okay,
on
Did
we'll
that.
check
Monster
in.
Trucks come out this year?
Maybe.
Was it?
I've
was
seen it, and I
January?
honestly don't remember. I want to say it came out last year.
Yeah.
But when it comes to monster trucks, what is time?
Really,
Really?
they're like the townie at the boarding school that like
Yeah.
kids will buy drugs from.
Yeah, exactly.
Most
That was
likely
all
to.
the way last year. That was January
Yeah.
13th of 2017.
Monster
Wow.
That's
Trucks
my
is
half
very-
birthday.
Happy birthday.
That's your half birthday?
Yes, it is.
Hang on. What
January 13th,
is
and I celebrate every year.
Wow.
what does that mean? Is that you were halfway born or you were halfway
It's
to your
like-
birthday?
6 months
Like
between
it's
your
6
birthday.
months. It's my half birthday, so like.
Don't act like I'm weird. I've literally never heard this phrase before.
This January 13th, I will turn
Really?
20 and a half.
I have a huge party every year
Plus
on
a
my
few
half
years.
birthday.
Why the hell do
'cause
I
it's
never
on
get
July
invited to your
4th.
half birthday?
July 4th is my half birthday. And America's invited.
That's great.
Every year.
I'm not good enough at math and calendars
Wait,
to know when mine
you're
is.
January 4th?
Yeah.
That's my dad's birthday.
Oh.
But when is your dad's half birthday?
July.
July 4th.
Why don't you tell the audience what's your mother's maiden name and the first pet you ever had?
Miller, a dog named Muggsy.
This whole
What
show
street
has
did you grow up
slowly
on?
been a doxing scheme.
My family still lives there.
Yeah,
I need the bit.
Roxy, stop.
Also, you need to change all your bank information soon.
Cool.
Yeah. So just to round out the top 10 list, again, Disney completely owns the top of the list. The Last Jedi, Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, and Coco. And then The Greatest Showman kicks in there, Justice League, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, It, Blade Runner 2049, and Ferdinand.
Solid top 10.
Yeah.
I'd rewatch pretty much all of those.
Yeah.
Or Ferdinand for the first time.
Yeah, I owe Ferdinand a viewing
Me
still.
too.
Yeah.
I
didn't
can't
see
believe we all
Ferdinand.
missed it. Dan,
It's
you
cute.
saw it?
I liked it.
Oh.
I liked it. It's cute.
Billy says
Yeah.
it's cute.
Yeah.
How was John Cena as the voice of a bull?
He's exactly what you would picture. John Cena is the voice of a bull. as.
Heck yeah.
Charming, cute, and very strong. I can tell from the vocal performance.
Also, I wish so much just a few minutes ago when you were talking about collecting every copy of The Last Jedi. I really wish the first time that we cut to the Billy Cam, we just had stacks of them.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, we're building a pyramid out of them in
Yeah.
the
You guys
desert.
We really need an art
Surprise.
department.
Was there anything that wasn't on here you guys were surprised about?
That wasn't on here
Yeah.
for 2018, Dan?
Not that nothing springs to mind. I don't know. I kind of cataloged last year's things away in my head as I focus on this year. So yeah.
It's interesting to me that The Greatest Showman soundtrack did absolute gangbusters, and then it's kind of middling on this list. Again, number 5 on the top 10 Blu-rays of the year is
Still not too
is
shabby.
Not too shabby, but you know, it's interesting to me that it killed at the box office.
I got a thang for that movie.
You do. You absolutely do have a thing.
It's the greatest show.
Man,
Whoa.
I mean, I have a thing for it, but I think we have different things.
Yeah.
We typically do have
Yeah,
different things.
we did. That's very true.
There's a lot of things going on in that one.
Yeah.
Stuff
A lot
and
of things.
things.
Yeah.
The Greatest Showman pushed Dan into a locker, and then it went and smoked cloves with Roxy. I think
And
is the
Monster
relationship there.
Trucks and Axel behind
Yeah.
the auto shop.
Exactly. Hey,
Cool.
you guys want to get into some fan questions?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Let's just jump into some fan questions.
Fan questions, go fan questions.
And that's our new
Like
theme
that a
song.
lot.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Someone put that on an audio loop and send us the graphic because we're going to use that from now on. Steven asks, what's your favorite movie tagline? For him, it's Alien in space. No one can hear you scream.
That's the best one.
That is
a good one.
a solid one. Dan, you had one.
I did. It's one of my. I had this poster hanging up on my wall. I love the one for the Royal Tenenbaums, which is "family isn't a word; it's a sentence."
Very solid.
Which I enjoy, and it does the double thing of like it encapsulates that movie so well.
That's
Yeah.
really good.
It's a really that is a really clever tagline.
Very
So,
clever.
Yeah, I'm sure there are more iconic ones.
Wasn't
just when you thought
Jaws?
it was
Jaws
safe.
just like don't go into the water.
Well, Jaws 2's tagline was just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, which became a just when you thought it was safe to blank. But most
Yeah.
people think that that's the Jaws tagline. It's the Jaws 2 tagline.
okay.
What was Superman? You'll believe a man can fly.
Yeah, You'll
Yeah.
Believe a Man Can
That's a
Fly,
good one.
which was really good. Wasn't there a Jaws movie that was like, this time it's personal? Or just
That's
something
Jaws
really...
the Revenge.
Okay.
Yeah. This time
Great
it's personal.
tagline franchise.
Especially for a shark movie. This time, this thing that doesn't understand human family or
Well,
I mean,
relationships.
Psychic it does.
Halloween's is very effective. It's just the night he came home. It's just very straightforward and kind of menacing. And the 80s, I feel like, were like the heyday of the great tagline. Like
A
there
lot
were
of,
so
like,
many.
Yeah.
Porn-esque ones, though. The night he came home. Like, you put that on a different box and you got a different movie going on.
And I'm sure Robert Corman did that a lot.
I did not just derail the conversation.
No,
Dan's
it's fine.
face as I said it was like, oh,
Not
she
all
did it
trains are
again.
meant to get to the station, Rox. It's okay. It's completely okay.
I guess in space, no one can hear you scream. That's like a thing for a type of person.
Yeah, family
Yeah,
isn't a word, it's a sentence.
Yeah. Oh
Sure.
God.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
It's Friday, man.
I'm mad at it and I started it.
Striar. Shreya CFC asked, Do you guys hire only the people that hate The Dark Knight?
Oh boy.
It is on the
How'd you
resume.
know?
It is on the essay.
The He-Man Dark Knight Haters Club meets every Friday here on SJU, right?
Absolutely.
I love Little Rascals.
And they hate The Dark Knight.
Oh, that's not true. Darla loves The Dark Knight. This is my favorite Nolan film. I love this movie. You guys hired me. This is debunked.
Debunked.
Myth busted. Dan, you had some thoughts.
Yeah, well, I think that came from, we did a thing, I think we pre-taped it during Comic-Con or something where we talked about The Dark Knight, and there was a few of us acknowledged, like, there are a lot of great things about the movie, and there's some things that maybe haven't held up as well that we thought, well, and people...
So you hate
Exactly, and then
Yeah.
it became, so you hate The Dark Knight? It's like, no, I don't hate The Dark Knight.
Success or failure, Dan.
I think
Yeah.
it's a really good movie.
There are no C students on the internet.
You got to have room to talk about things and acknowledge that something could be really good and have flaws, or something could be really terrible and have good things about it. JT and I were talking about The Predator before we started, the new Predator movie. Like, I didn't like it, but I certainly get why people would come out of it saying, like, I had a really good time, and he was telling me why he liked it. And I'm like, I get that, and it has good things. Like, I hate that there's this mentality that if you acknowledge that something has flaws, then you hate it, or you're a hater, or you're contrarian, or you're being fake or phony. It's like, no, you can talk about things in an intelligent, discourseful, that's not a word,
It is
but
now.
I'll use it now, way, and not without throwing around insults.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like it.
Spencer?
I don't like how to
What?
Why are you so phony?
trend.
I don't hate it. I think it's a really good movie. I think that the negativity comes as just maybe my natural inclination to like swing the pendulum back towards the middle no matter what's happening, of like,
Sure.
let's not get too excited, or like, let's not get too hard on it. And this is treated like Citizen Kane, so it's like, well, just take a real clear-eyed look at it. It's a great movie with some things I don't love about it. That doesn't mean you hate the film.
Yeah.
Shreyas.
I think, I guess one hit for me is like, you know, I people jump on Greer a lot for hating The Dark Knight too. Ed, and this
Does
goes
he
for
hate
me a
it?
little bit too.
Is that
no,
accurate?
no, he doesn't.
He's
We're-
more critical of it than I think.
he's
the
critical,
rest
but
of
we're
us
also
were.
comedians. Like, it's Ed.
I don't want to put words in his mouth, but that's how I met Ed like 10 years ago. Was I did a podcast where he shat on Dark Knight for an hour and a half, but he actually has really well thought out, articulate points. Not like this movie's so dumb because XYZ. Like, he has points, he just doesn't care for it.
And Ed's weapons are set to roast at all times, and that's just the way he talks. That's the way I talk a lot too.
And by the way, that makes for a more interesting discussion. The most boring thing in the world is four people sitting around the table all agreeing in complete lockstep about how much they love something and why. Like, let's bring someone in who has a different opinion. That's
Although-
called being human.
If we can do a show that will get high views that's just called like Dark Knight Rocks, and every episode is just us high-fiving for like 30 seconds.
Freeze frame.
Or how long does it take for Facebook to monetize something?
I don't know.
Is it 3 minutes?
minutes.
Okay, high-fiving for 3 minutes. I'll make that show. That's an easy show to make. Yeah, I think a problem too is like you said, Dan, the nuance really gets lost, and it gets frustrating because I know most times when I've been on camera talking about this movie, I try to give as much of a nuanced look at it as I can, and then it comes to, oh God, Joe's just shouting about The Dark Knight again, and it's like, no, I think it's a really great Joker movie, and anytime he's on blah, 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 blah. And then I think there's a lot of average to good things around that really great Joker movie. It's fine. It's fine.
So in conclusion, we all hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you guys me.
It's no Batman Returns. Movie.
Uh-oh.
Let's talk. Look, I don't feel like the Dark Knight conversation is controversial enough. Let's talk about movie 798's question. What are your favorite dog performances?
Yeah, really strong one.
The dog in Independence Day.
That's a good dog performance. That's a dog
really
in peril.
Heroic dog.
Movie's favorite dog performance is Sam from Will Smith's I Am Legend. And I'm a little dyslexic, so I almost read that as my favorite dog performance is Sam from Will I Am's Legend. And I was like, Will I Am remade Legend with a dog?
That would be pretty awesome.
Buddy? Isn't that his name?
From
The Golden Retriever?
Yep.
Yeah, he was so sweet.
It was a good dog. Really
The
good
dog from Frasier. I know it's TV, but Eddie from Frasier. Great movie.
Great.
TV dog.
Great camera dog.
TV,
Great on camera dog.
Cat dog. He has to live with a cat attached to his butt forever. Like, that's a good dog.
That's a very challenging
Although
performance to
they
give.
frequently
week in, week out.
had disagreements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello in the world with a little
Hijinks.
cat dog.
Verdell from As Good as It Gets, which you haven't seen it, is.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't seen it in a
Forgot
while.
about that dog.
But I think it holds up. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But that dog has like laugh lines. That dog like performs to camera.
Yeah.
That's a very. It's like a comic performance from a dog.
Yeah.
The
John Wick.
heirs buds. Well, that dog doesn't
Sad.
have much of a.
It's a sad
Yeah.
dog.
It does elicit a lot of sympathy.
Yeah.
For that.
I'm gonna give it to Hooch, the Chris Farley of
That's a
dog
good one.
actors.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good boy. I'm gonna give it to the 4th and 8th Milo and Otis, but the others are pretty below average.
We got Lady and the Tramp, 101 Dalmatians.
I like that none of your dogs are real.
Yeah. If we could broaden it out to animals,
Cat dog's real. Yeah.
there's a lot of great chimpanzee performances in film. Lots of great ones.
Let's talk about them.
Well, Ed, the co-star of Matt LeBlanc in the baseball playing chimp movie, Ed.
I mean, also in Friends, we've got Marcel.
Marcel the
Absolutely.
monkey, yes.
Yep.
And then
Who is real, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you.
Real animal.
there's this 1950s movie. I think it's called Monkey Business, and it stars like Marilyn Monroe and a couple other
Monkeys.
old school people and a monkey. It's a chimp. It's a chimpanzee who.
You got a fact check on this?
Yeah, 1952, Monkey Business.
It is the greatest animal performance I've ever seen. It is like a 90-second, maybe even like 3-minute long unbroken shot of the chimpanzee getting out of its cage, crawling over to like a scientist station and like mixing up a potion, like swirling it up, putting it back down, and then crawling away. It's like, holy shit, that thing that should get every animal Oscar.
They don't train them like they used to.
They don't train them like they used to.
The
absolutely
Jungle
don't.
Book.
Yeah.
They got a big monkey.
Fantastic. Yep.
It's a real one also.
Yep. Is
Congo?
Congo real monkeys?
No.
As they say in
maybe.
Congo, those monkeys
No.
are smart. Too smart.
No. Congo is not real monkeys.
Pretty good at this game.
Sorry, Joe.
Yeah.
Fine.
What about Mighty Joe Young? Your namesake.
Yeah.
No, that is a solid performance.
Yeah.
Also a real animal.
Yeah.
110%.
What about Operation
Dumbo
Dumbo
drop.
Are those real elephants?
I think some of them are real elephants.
Is it
What about
legal?
just Dumbo. It's a good elephant.
The new one's real though.
Tim Burton's Dumbo is real.
Yeah, Tim Burton's Dumbo very
It's
real.
Helena Bonham Carter. Not that she looks like it's in the CGI. You guys
She's
are
doing the
assholes.
mocap.
Yeah, I'm just saying he uses her in all the movies.
Yeah, no, she's doing the
joke.
mocap. I got it. I'm with you.
I got
I'm
it.
with
That
you.
was good.
It wasn't an all thing.
Dan, greatest animal performance of all time in a
Still?
movie.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
we're
I'm
gonna keep going
kicking
with
this horse until it
Okay.
dies of.
Oh, Neverending
Sad
Story. That was a
congratulations.
great sad horse performance.
No, that's a good. Can we pause?
Didn't die.
Equus.
Atreyu's best friend is a horse. Discuss.
A tray.
Doesn't he,
In Neverending Story, his best friend is just a horse.
does he live in like Neverland? Like there's not
I think
many.
you could
there's
have worse
people.
best
There's
friends.
people.
There's worse things to be your best friend. Like at least a horse is large
Yeah. At least a horse is large.
and can go places with you. It's not like having a worm as a best friend.
The luck dragon confirmed creepy. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he is
That-
a little. He is a little creepy.
Yeah.
Dan, if you could be best friends with anyone in Neverending Story and not punch me in the face because I keep doing this to you, who would your best friend in Neverending Story be?
I'm not that familiar with the Neverending Story.
That's fair. No, I'm
And the
sorry to throw you
truth
under the bus
finally
like that. You know who I would not hang out with is the racing snail guy. He just bothers me.
Yeah.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, no real good reason. He just really bugs me.
Something about a ceiling painting. That's in the movie.
Yeah, I think you're right. Jack Black's in those. Moving on. LLED78 asked, when industry folks, this is the one you want to talk about, right, Dan?
Oh, yes.
I'm
I like
redeeming
this question.
myself. I'm redeeming myself. We're friends again.
Yes, thank you.
When industry folks make estimations of opening weekend box office numbers off of fan enthusiasm or buzz, how is buzz calculated by the industry?
I'll take this one. First, you take a movie that's got stuff and you multiply it by the it factor. Then you put that in a centrifuge and spin it, and then you got the buzz.
And then you got a stew going.
There are so many people that like to make predictions based on it. Buzz, enthusiasm, signposts, ticket sales, pre-sales. They're all guessing, and they're rarely correct. There's no, we say this on charting all the time, you can't track enthusiasm. Black Panther, Crazy Rich Asians, even Infinity War, like movies
Greatest Showman.
that have Greatest Show. Well, Greatest Showman was a weird thing that kind of built over time. But that was one that was judged too early. Same with Jumanji. That you cannot track you can't track excitement as like a concept, and they always try to do that and project how much a movie's going to open to, and on the low end it happened with Solo too. Well, based off of this, and then, we did 77% of respondents say that they're excited about this Marvel thing, and then the 15%. Those are signposts, but they cannot track enthusiasm, and they cannot track buzz. That's an impossible thing to track. They're guessing at best, and they're usually wrong.
Who's more accurate, these people or weathermen?
Weathermen, because I think weathermen have more to go off of. There's some things they can, if they like the Predator is probably going to open about where they projected, 2 days ago, because that's not a movie that I think is, like, I don't know how big the groundswell is going to be. I think it's pretty easy to predict what the groundswell is going to be for the Predator, but the bigger the movie and the more buzz it has, or the more bad buzz it has, the less you're able to predict it, even going into the opening weekend. So weathermen.
Roxy, are there any weathermen that you trust more than others?
No, definitely not. I watch all the time. I'm like a storm tracker, and oh god, these people are wrong, and they mess up my outfits, man. And that's what I'm really.
I like
upset
that you
about.
watch it chiefly for outfits. I appreciate it.
Also,
you
you
gotta
live
know
in a
what you're
city
wearing.
where the weather is the same 11 months out of the year.
I grew up on the East Coast, and they would be like, tomorrow is going to be thunder and lightning, and it's going to be 36 degrees, and it would be like 55 and sunny, and I was trying to wear a leather jacket. You don't understand the struggle's real.
But you live here. It's like, are you going to wear a t-shirt or a slightly thicker t-shirt?
Well, today I wore a thinner t-shirt, and we'll see how that works out.
But what happens if there's an earthquake?
We don't know.
We don't know, you guys. And really, I think that is the lesson we can take from today's episode of SJU.
Earthquake
we don't know.
preparedness.
Earthquake
Do
preparedness.
you guys have water bottles and walkie-talkies?
Oh, yeah, we got a go
and
bag.
all
Yeah,
the
we've
radios and
got
all that?
we've got to go back. We have a full
Battery
bug out plan,
stand.
which is totally garbage
got
because
it.
there's no way we get to leave the city if the big one hits. Like, it won't happen.
Yeah.
You have a bug out like after.
Yeah, we got like a here's where we go.
I'm going to
It's
steal
not
a
gonna
boat.
happen. It's not gonna happen at all. But here's the thing. It makes my mom feel better.
Okay, well that's fine.
And that's
Yeah, my dad sends me all new technology every like 6 months. So here's the radio for this frequency. I'm like,
and you're like, a roof is gonna hit me in the
Yeah.
head and I'm gonna die.
yeah, 100%.
Everything's
At least I
fine.
got those water bottles.
Guys, be sure, rest assured, when the big one hits, we will do a reaction video.
During.
During.
Probably during.
Absolutely during.
What is this going to do
We will go live.
Last Jedi?
We have a meeting in Burbank. What's the Disney lot? What's happening there?
I am so upset that one day this video is going to air as we all are in our fucking graves. These idiots.
I mean, that's
into
gonna happen
existence.
regardless. Yeah, that's forever.
This is what we have spoken to life. Guys, make sure you watch yesterday's movie fights. We did a little DC talk. It was Dan Casey from Nerdist, Clark Wolf, Ace Cabrera. It's a great episode. It's super fun. Make sure you go check it out. And watch Monkey Business. It's the greatest monkey performance of all time in Hollywood.
You won't regret it. A lot of hijinks.
Let us know what you think of that movie over the weekend, and we'll check back with you on Monday. See you later. Have a good weekend. Bye. Hi, Amy.